Mongols with a T-side start. And Eternal Fire heavy on the dual Berettas here, light on the util. They plan on just shooting them. And wow. XANTARES, he's certainly living up to that right now. As he opens this pistol round, hitting a blinder onto 9-10 out in the yard.
Just pops him in the skull. We've got Julies being baited in for on ramp. 3 strong here already. Mongols will not be committing to that position. And that's an ugly entry. It will come through, but not enough as XANTARES is undetected. They know they have to make something crazy happen if they're going to win with this kind of buy. So they're going to play aggressive enough that they can come back up and still get a quick flank timing on this A main position. I'd like to see them commit here, especially as they hear the util come in, but it feels like Mongols are going to have an undefended A site.
Yeah, they hear the footsteps. They know exactly what's happening now. They made the decision to drop on down and they clear out the lower side of the map. And they hear the util, the footsteps. They know they've lost upper, but still, you've kind of missed the window on this being a great timing for the flank. The Mongols actually up and leave door,
really smart,
and they all play with inside of the site, trying to eliminate the chance that these SMGs are just able to pick them off one by one. Kind of aggressiveness and agency behind the moves we were seeing. This is far more respectful. Like, both teams have kind of earned each other's respect over the course of this series. XANTARES looks like he wants to make a play here. Swings on out from Secret. If he could get away with a double, that's huge! What about all 3? XANTARES! That's why they say to him, keep making these plays. Keep testing the limits. A huge round from XANTARES after a quiet second, one where he was enraged. Him and woxic both finding success to kickstart this final map in the series, the one that could send you into the group stage. And that is exactly what you want to see if you're Eternal Fire. On the player cams, you see him talking a lot more. I think one of the things we kind of noticed down Mirage with him having such a bad game was he looked like he got a little bit quiet. He kind of internalized a lot of the problems he was having.
Use the word autopilot. I think that really, this is a map you can't play on autopilot. Mirage is so much easier to fall back into those routines, and you need to be so vigilant, so aware of what you're giving up and what you're taking back. They should know they're in Garage right now. They heard and Molly hit a player in the smoke. Where's that player gone? It's Garage. Calyx dropping lower. woxic gets caught falling out of the heaven, and Blitz is taking more and more space. Even if XANTARES gets this kill, how aware will he be for a second lurker? They can stall on the ramp room. Let Mazinho play. Creeping down B are the rest of the gang, but they're going into the stack.
Calyx takes that first bit of contact. He's got Wicadia there alongside him to try and lend a helping hand, but you're dead on. The Mongols are going to lend this time to Mazinho, see what he can cook up.
They've read it, but do they know about Heaven?
They're trying to remove that from even being a factor, right? With the Mongols having ramp. They've got and taken back the lobby control, and now Eternal Fire are even clearing the ramp room. They know this is through Heaven. It is the only spot on the map that's left. So XANTARES blinded off the angle, but he at least gets out alive. Wicadia is dealt with on the flank in from behind, and Magia can't quite wrestle that kill away from Techno. So even though the Mongols were known about, even though Eternal Fire were ready for it, they're able to battle through.
Mad that a flash just honestly wins them the round, even though XANTARES is eyes on the prize there. The rest of Eternal Fire set up. He gets pushed back. They lose hut control. They have to go back into lobby. It all just comes crumbling down from a really great position for Eternal Fire, where they have so much info.
Don't think you ever really see him play with it, but now he's donning it into this round. So, like, what's his idea going to be behind using the Org? Takes it up on top of Silo. And going to look to deal with woxic, who's finally getting to don the AWP. He's had money for it for a little while now, but because he bought that Org up in the second, he's been playing it ever since then.
Molly's too late. They're already down Secret, so... Of course, Eternal Fire are aware of this possibility, should not be dropping vent. Oh my god, they've dropped vent. Loud as well. It's XANTARES after all. And Blitz hears that coming. Mongols slow it down. They get 4 into Secret. XANTARES caught. Got to be careful. They start running him down. They know they have some room, and he re-swings. Bit stubborn on the fight there. Didn't feel like he could have escaped, though, with that position being given away. Calyx just about getting set up in the lower bomb site. They've walked past Techno in the door.
Oh, Techno could end this whole round before it even has a chance to begin, but woxic now rotating in towards lower. That AWP fires off for a kill on a 9-10. The Mongols, they don't want to jump the gun on this, not with Techno clearing out this top site. The fact that they've bypassed each other means that that bomb can rotate up through the vents. Now, will Madja beat them to the punch, getting around towards the door? The bomb doesn't come up right away. Instead, Techno is re-clearing the lobby.
What a read. How?
Wicadia is still here, still able to fight for control over the top site, and he drops in and deals with the round. I mean, I think that's another problem, though. You touched on it earlier, this idea that you have this extra man, and it is XANTARES right now roaming around the map. Well, the Mongols play a very rotate-heavy T side. They like the trickery of going between the sites. They often use that against opponents here on Nuke, and you're not getting to do that right now because the guy you run into roaming is XANTARES, the guy who's 13-2 and absolutely destroying your hopes and dreams of getting to those Cologne groups. But finally, they found a way in over towards ramp. They deal with Calyx and woxic on the openers. But already down at lower. There's a rotate in for Eternal Fire, and XANTARES has just materialized before their very eyes over in hell. The map starts to shrink on down now for the Mongols, and they're only left with this play down into B. And Wicadia is already here.
There's no way they clear this. There's no reason Wicadia should or could or would be here. So he can just stop that bomb pod in its tracks, and he knows another player must be nearby. Techno over the top, and Wicadia had no business winning that fight. Don't think we've even seen him on the AWP in this game yet, so time to see if Mongols are giving him the room to work it. He didn't find anything on the silo spot. XANTARES is traditionally back in secret, and that allows woxic to play very safe towards CT spawn, breaking the smokes. Trying to get info, trying to set up XANTARES. Let's see what he can do. Full nades, he wants to fight. How? How does he just get away? He can't keep getting away with it.
Oh my god, just you don't want to face him. He's like a villain from a horror film right now. XANTARES just appearing in your nightmares.
Playing it smart as well, not just overdoing it for fights. They break it though.
Oh, it's so terrifying. He keeps giving them a couple of inches, but he wants to try and take it all away in the long run. He just doesn't want to offer up this kill, right? Because he knows if he goes down, that's the B site open for business. The longer he stays alive, the slower this T side can take B. The more time Eternal Fire have to pad out this lower site. And so now Calyx is here to lend this helping hand. Smoke out through the door. XANTARES spray destined to connect with the game he's having, and he hops down into the site. He wants to fight them every step of the way. XANTARES has reinvented himself for this third map. And he has become the thing that the Mongols fear. He has become the man they fear. No time for 9-10, no chance. Eternal Fire lock in. A dominant lead on this CT side, and they even knock that AWP out to close. You never, this is so, I can't illustrate enough how baller this is from XANTARES. You don't see this, like not to this level. Usually when a star player is like trying to force the confidence, things actually get worse as opposed to get better. But it's worked out so well for him. It's like coming into this third map, he decided, I'm going to drop all the frustration. I'm going to stop paying them respects. I'm XANTARES, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and it's absolutely sucked the confidence out of Mongols in this game. They just look like a shell of themselves, you know, Don't feel like you can get away with anything if you run into this guy. He's going to take multiple kills with him in every position. Here's that upper bust. Fantastic tap from the tech, taking two in the head, and Mazzino running amok. woxic, he's got the AWP here. We've not had to say his name too much, but maybe in the last round of the half, they can pull off a little clutch round. Not allowed. Mongols slipping one in right at the end of their T side.
Yeah, it's certainly a tall order here for the Mongols. No one's doubting it. But a pistol round would be a huge step in the right direction. So this one is weighted heavily.
Just felt like whatever Mongols called it didn't really matter. Eventually, you've got to get through the final boss. Missed up a Molotov, but it's only a ramp rush anyway on this fake out. Mazzino's going to drop down lower. There's no kit here. He's going to have to fight for his life.
Oh, cleanly done on a Wicadia. That's a very consistent voice from the series removed, but Calyx more than makes up for it now. Senzu will reply at least, leveling the playing field in this 3-on-3. Madja was the guy faking onto the top site, and Senzu awaits him down at lower. Calyx and woxic have got to combine to pick this one up, but the bomb out in no man's land. They're left fighting without a bomb planted yet. woxic's been spotted. He's been located. He's trying to lend time for Calyx to come in on this backstab, and they will uproot Senzu. That can open up a route to a plant here. woxic's low on health, so he's not going to help much in providing cover, but that swing is wild. It's Techno 4K, or it's the pistol for Eternal Fire. Calyx!
Just trying to land pot shots outside. Some damage has certainly been done. Oh!
Oh my god! XANTARES isn't loving the way that this T-side has started, that much is for certain.
Got to keep your head strapped on, but doesn't help when the scout is out.
But if map 2 and if the early stage of this one showed us anything, it's that the rest of his team are very reliable. Sure, they made extra space for him here in that first half.
Take that.
Techno hits a blinder as well. This force buy from the Mongols up against a scary scoreline comes from a place of desperation. They have hit 2 blinders to open this up. And now Blitz on this reposition. Deagle by his side gets up into the rafters in time, and he's got support moved in from the ramp room. The Mongols are all over this lower site. Eternal Fire don't feel like they can progress on in.
They're going back. They open the door only to creep back up secret. Calyx in the vent as well. Can play off of them. This is a really nice repause. But they get caught coming up by the scout. 910 still in heaven. This smoke has to provide a path. This is the bomb outside after all. So Calyx needs to play now. And he's going to start clearing out the lobby. In the meantime, 910 goes back. There's no time for this play. Wicadia, rather, in a 1v5, it feels like the Mongols have just stolen around from out underneath them. Pulled the rug with pistols, no less. For hut roof. The back of the site, or even the rafters above the hut. Either way, again, it's this fake out for Eternal Fire as they pop ramp. Scout should have no problem. No need to repeat, but hunted down by Glock could get awkward here. The burst is on. woxic just wants this kill, and he's going to force it. 4v4, this is only an eco. Armored Glock, for crying out loud. A re-aggression could be dangerous. This is an uncomfortable re-clear with a lot of angles and different heights as well to deal with. The Tech 9s will just come swinging in and take 2 kills as Mongols get a little bit too keen. 4 on 2 now. Senzu back down B, but he needs to go heroic here to win this round. That nade will do it. Kill the bomb. Good start.
Even though this looked like a really good spot for Eternal Fire, that they can't get ahead of themselves here. This is still a tricky round to try and navigate. woxic retrieves that scout. Oh dear. Does a bit of damage, but it's Magic getting painted up by the Mac 10. Calyx's chance to trade. It's quickly getting away from him, and now it's just woxic. 8 seconds left. He just doesn't have the time. From XANTARES on the other side, but they've kept their finger to the pulse here to open up on this CT half, leaning heavy in towards the hut earlier. Eternal Fire and Techno ready for this. Plays a nice angle just to try and repel it. He actually goes back in for even more, and that's one step too many. He was given a chance to get out of there, but tries to hound down XANTARES, who survives at 1 HP. Senzu made some noise playing out through the door, so they know they've got him trapped in here. Smokes are down for Eternal Fire, but it's Blitz to make that first move.
Now Ben.
There's an option. They know where both these players are, but instead they go looking for Senzu back in the lobby before they head down the vent.
Desperate spray as well, and great reaction from Calyx. He just goes hunting for that kill, and they've even heard this drop. Wicadia needs to be very cautious. Oh, he's stuck behind the site. No, not communicated, not heard. No clue. He can stick this bomb. He can win this round right now. Does the smoke let him down? He believes in it, and Calyx just has to spam. He has one chance, and it's stolen away.
I mean, in theory, this is a great spot for Eternal Fire. The Mongols are flying blind. They've got a big hole in the map right now, so they're having to play 2-2, split between either bomb site.
Yeah, it's not comfortable.
You're constantly looking over your shoulder.
There's a split coming from 3 positions.
So much weighted on this first attempt at getting the opener. There is some moves getting made right now, right as the hit is about to come in. 910 just walks the AWP up from lower. And so he's going to get there, deal with the main component in time. But his teammates in the top site fall. 910 on this AWP, going to struggle to get involved. And Mazinho donning that second AWP. You couldn't think of a worse time to have this sort of buy. A top site retake, double AWP. They are out of there.
Is this top silo nades? Back site nades? But no one's there. Trying to put pressure on upper as they just pop out, but Techno's covering from above. All these grenades and nothing to show for it.
Oh, and Techno's done a real good job of repositioning out of the danger zone from those flashes, and no one went in with them. I feel like it's a bit of a shame. The flashbang was really good, but it came after the death of XANTARES. It came after that go at the opener, and then no one went for that trade. Yeah, the rest of the util had already started burning out.
Oh dear, Blitz has got this one.
The Mongols able to stop the A play in spite of all the util that gets lobbed into them, in spite of XANTARES being that first man in. They successfully eliminate a big play from the toolkit of Eternal Fire here. Even coming into this game, you said you were excited to see some of their top side plays.
Yeah, that one's unfortunate because there's actually no one in standard positions, right? There's no one hut roof and there's no one backside, and that's just entirely what Eternal Fire were playing for. They're getting mollies on both of those positions, plus the double nade. Like, if someone's backside, they're not living in that round, and then Eternal Fire rush up and they get the kills. This is done, and Magil will not be allowed to plant on the B site. Feeling it right now, so he just wants to change it up.
Yeah, plus, I mean, in these sorts of rounds, you don't have much of an issue with that coming out. Senzu, gnarly flick back around.
Okay.
And there's that Mazinho AWP having rotated away from ramp. They are pages ahead of Eternal Fire in this round. They fully reinforced the top site.
They actually had 0 ramp in that round, right? They're playing heavy A and outside setup, so even though Eternal Fire get in through the smokes on a main split, Mongols have the ramp player in heaven with the AWP almost instantly, and another AWP down secret to stop a B play, so just gambling that Eternal Fire would not go ramp in that round. Really nice setup. Don't know how Senzu does as well as he did, and not even an exit, not even a kill for Eternal Fire.
They open this series with the goal of getting XANTARES switched online. They live by him, they die by him. If he doesn't up the performance here down the stretch of these last few rounds, it is a done deal, but a double opener here to try and grind out an overtime is certainly a convincing case made. And the star of Eternal Fire.
They've got money. They should absolutely fight for this round, the Mongols. There is nothing to save for.
You just hope they don't overcook this.
It should be very difficult to lose this round, but Eternal Fire calling a, slow down, grouping. Techno going to hunt this roof kill, knowing Madge is throwing an exec. Oh, the timing is awkward. It's info for Eternal Fire, but a block comes in.
Spotted Techno back in the lobby, so you know he's going to get involved in this topside play, but yeah, XANTARES has been dispatched to deal with him. He does miss that timing on that slip through the smoke, but woxic will not. They're waiting on the other side of it.
I mean, the only argument to save is to not give them an AWP. So that might be one reason. Otherwise, you just try and sneak in a defuse. I don't think Eternal Fire will give that one up. XANTARES finally put down after a fantastic double entry outside. Heard 910 spam his AWP and push through the smoke on that timing. Really nice, just individual move from XANTARES. They're going to try hunt this AWP. Just walks out hard. There's not even a flash. Techno has just been an absolute beast on this A site. Multi-kill after multi-kill on his own with the A4. Senzu caught by XANTARES' quick flick. He's almost up to 30 kills right now, and he's going to need them if they're to win this round. Into the top side they go. Mazinho trying to force him off the bomb. He will not do so. XANTARES with a stick. And 2 health the difference as Eternal Fire set up to hold down this site.
I mean, this whole third map has been an exercise in picking XANTARES back up and getting him back in the game, and now they've decided, you're not going first anymore, bud. You're playing a trade. He's hard fought a path back into this round, but at 2 HP, how much more can XANTARES do? He will get run through by Blitz, and that leaves it all on Calyx, out through the hut. Nice tries to swing this wide, but Mazinho...
In the past, just found better and better, younger and younger talents. Lots of damage done. Techno, they heard him run in here. That's a little awkward, but he's still going to win the fight with ease. 5v4 for the Mongols. They can sit back and relax. They don't even have the ramp room. They've been gambling and cycling smokes. 910's just moved back in. He doesn't want to waste his util. Again, they just don't believe that Eternal Fire would risk it on a ramp push. Double secret re-aggro, but as the smokes come down, this becomes a potent position for Blitz. He goes ahead of the Molotov, trying to clear this out. It's XANTARES on the other side, and Blitz gets all the information he needs. He gets a backstab on the King, high damage, but more importantly, info tells his team, watch out on that top site. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Could have done with that landing. Senzu going to swing out. Tries to make quick work of it. Techno 4K, he's been a rock anchoring this top site, and they've got to figure out how to move past him. Just jiggling, trying to keep them on their toes and buy some time for Blitz and 910 to get to work.
Knowing the orb could be bearing down, he'll play later in the round.
Even starting with double secret leaves you strapped for manpower elsewhere on the map.
I mean, they haven't been playing ramp in this game.
Yeah, Mazinho kind of has to deal with XANTARES, you feel like, out in the yard, because you give him space to get in through main, and this top site becomes one hell of a killing field. 910 on that AWP. Strikes from the heavens. Mazinho's made noise. Smoke down, and Wicadia finds it. 910's orb can't get a bearing on woxic, and so Eternal Fire will find their way in.
Ooh.
Not the best of starts for the Mongols as they lose top fragger Techno 4K early on. They managed to get the rest of the gang across down towards Secret. Unscathed as well as they do it in spite of that util, but look at who's already down here now.
I'm scared.
If you've only just joined us, so you missed that first half where XANTARES went on this wild tear. This guy was all over the map. He was everywhere, omnipresent. There was nowhere you could go without running into XANTARES, and he would so often get a multi-kill. But can he keep that up into OT? Gets the spot on the Mongols down at lower. A fast reposition, but reinforcements are a little ways away. Calyx going to be that first point of contact over on the ramp side. Flashes land. Now woxic posted on that AWP. Whoa. Him and Calyx will combine, and Calyx goes back in for even more. Only Blitz left standing, and he walks to his demise. Oh, he's seen them. He's seen them all right. That molly going to displace the garage players, and now woxic, better angle than what we saw the last time they faced this round. Will Eternal Fire remember? They've seen this trick before. Flashes out in towards the ramp room. Woxic's been displaced, and Calyx gets domed on his swing out through the spawn. They don't realize Blitz has made it all the way across here. So as woxic is looking for these players out in the yard, the rest of the Mongols are just hit pause on the ramp room taken now. Try to swarm woxic down over in hell. He's pincered. Rocket a hard place for woxic, and there's Mazinho with the backstab.
Great play.
Madger is the only guy left over here on the top site, and he's had a quiet game. Might need to stand and deliver now. The captain of Eternal Fire deals with that lurk out through the yard. Senzu picks up both players trapped in at the vent side, and Wicadia left too far away. 1v3. And an open route into the heavens, sure, but he's going to struggle to go any further than this. First showing out through the heavens, he's got to deal with Techno. Flick back, but 910 finds him.
One more will do it. Mongols looking like they want to bring the heat.
Fast out down the vents for Techno 4K. Ramp hit for everyone else. And Calyx, who's given us a fantastic series, is deleted. Dead in the water, nothing to be done. The Mongols control lower, and Eternal Fire are left scrambling for a retake. They've got to get past Techno 4K. Easier said than done, as Wicadia pays the price. The Mongols have had so much time here to get set up, so much time to get situated. They are further forward than Eternal Fire are ready for. And so they put tremendous stock in getting XANTARES switched online while he's knocked out before last light here, as the Mongols look to move into the group stage at IEM Cologne, and the journey